My name is Kenneth Rogers. My video includes another video called Claire's Story, My Story. Whether you will see a real live group session with teenage girls who have been diagnosed with depression. This will help you to know and see what to expect when you use Claire's story to share about depression. Like Claire, I have a type of depression. Unlike Claire, I've had 2 major episodes of depression. The last one caused me to curl up in a ball and stay on my bed for 12 weeks. But that's another story. Susan's here to tell you that depression is a common disorder in young people, serious enough to cause approximately 5,000 deaths among American children every year, more than any other disease. So sit back, pay attention, and what you learn might just help you or somebody you know to understand and get help for their depression. Don't forget, the bad feelings can go away.
Hi guys, I'm glad y'all are here this week. Jennifer, we're glad you're back. We missed you. We miss you when you're not here. It's important to be at group every week. Today, we're going to do something a little bit different. And we're going to do a video in group. And it's going to be on Claire's Story, My Story. And it's written and produced by a little girl who has depression. And it could be your story or my story. And that's why it's crossed out like that. And the way we're going to run the group this morning is that we're going to watch the video, then we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to finish watching the video, and then we're going to finish up our discussion on group. I know that's a little bit different format than what we're used to, but that's the way we're going to run it. Does everybody understand?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good deal. Well, we're going to go ahead and start then with the video. Okay, so what did y'all think about Claire's story so far?
That was good.
I liked it.
Depressing.
It was depressing, huh? Oh,
It was true.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all know what symptoms are? Like if you had a cold or the flu, what would be some symptoms?
Runny nose and stuffiness.
Runny nose and stuffiness would be a symptom. So what else would
Itchy
do?
eyes.
Can't breathe.
Itchy eyes. What did you say?
Can't breathe.
Can't breathe sometimes. Being
Probably
off
get
of it.
tired. Maybe.
Tired.
Your
Yeah.
stomach hurts.
Yeah, those are all good symptoms. And Claire shared some symptoms of depression with us. And I want us to see if we can list some of these symptoms right up here.
Depressed moods.
Hang on. Y'all are just so eager to get this over with and get home. I know how you guys are. Okay, so we don't have to, I mean, if you memorize them in order, I'm excited, but you know, what are some of the symptoms that Claire listed? I think there was what, 7 or 8 of them or something
8.
like that? 8 of them?
Eating disorder.
And eating. What about eating?
You either like eat too much or you don't eat at all.
Eat too much or too little, right.
Depressed moods.
A depressed mood? What does that mean, a depressed mood?
You're always sad and lonely.
Yeah, and it
Do you
seems
feel lonely when you're in a depressed mood?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
and it seems like nothing anybody can do can cheer you up.
Yeah. Have y'all ever felt that way?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
It's kind of a bummer when you're having a depressed mood. Okay, what's another one?
Retardation or agitation.
What does that mean?
It's like when sometimes you can't remember stuff and like you're having a
That's on
hard
concentration, is what you're saying?
retardation, agitation.
No. What did she say?
Like you could be, for one, you could just sit there and you could want to do something, but you just feel so lazy, like you can't do it, or
That's false.
it's totally the
energy.
opposite, and you're like bouncing off the walls and
Right.
you can't stay still.
You're either too active, is that what she said? Too active or too slow.
Difficulty concentrating. That's what I was
That's the
talking
one
about.
that Jennifer was trying to get to. She's having no trouble getting concentration. Okay, we're going to put down here concentration. Okay, and you guys need to understand that my hand does not have spell check on it. So if I misspell a word, you guys are going to overlook it. So what do we know about concentration if we're depressed? Is that good for concentration or a bummer?
It's
A bummer. Because
Yeah.
you can't think of anything I mean, your mind's off on something else and you can't think of what you're supposed to be doing
Yeah.
at the
Or
moment.
you can might like feel sorry for yourself and say, "Oh, it's all my fault," kind of thing.
Yeah, so you take kind of some of the blame for feeling bummed out, huh?
Or you
Yeah.
can feel, you can be like bummed and not know why, and then you can't concentrate, and then you try to figure that out, and it just bothers you even more.
Yeah. Have you ever been sitting in the classroom and the teacher calls on you and you have absolutely no clue what it is that she's talking about or
Yes.
what's been going on around?
Biology.
Biology. Oh, God, I hated biology. But, okay. Well, that's, we got half of them. So what's another one?
Loss
Phil?
of interest.
Loss of interest. Okay, what was that? What does that mean?
Like you're bored all the time.
And like normal stuff, like say for instance, if you like to go shopping, you're like, I don't feel like doing that. This boring, and you just get tired of things like really easily.
So what you're saying is if you went, enjoyed shopping and running around with your friends, and then all of a sudden maybe when they plan a shopping trip and they call and say, hey, let's go to the mall and scope out the guys, and you all just say, what?
No.
Yeah.
No, catch you later. Don't want to do that.
Thoughts of death.
Thoughts of death.
Hmm?
That's an important one. We're going to talk some about that in just a little bit too. There is a large number. Does anybody remember the number that they used in
I think
the
it was
thing?
5,000 or 50,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it is a large number. It's the number one leading cause of death among teenagers is suicide.
And see, I don't think that you should kill yourself because I mean it's always gonna get better.
You're holding out for the better, huh?
Yeah.
And that's a good thing to think about. Remember, she said she thought about suicide. She didn't think she'd really do it. But she just, more than killing herself, it was almost like what? Just,
You shouldn't.
There wasn't
live.
any point of going on.
that's right. There wasn't any point of going on. It was just like, ooh and ick. You just didn't want to be there to do it, to get up in the morning. Okay, we got two more to kind of think about. Did y'all say there were 8 of them or something? Okay,
Yes.
so 8. So what do we
Sleeping
got?
disorder.
Yeah, sleeping disorders.
Sleeping disorders. Okay. Do y'all have trouble sleeping?
Oh,
Nope.
yeah.
Sometimes.
Definitely.
I used to.
Most of the time.
You used
I
to.
used to.
Yeah.
I do.
So what do you do, Jennifer? What did you do to help?
Well, I told my parents, and they tried to help me. I talked about it in counseling and stuff, and then I did get some help. I started taking a medicine, and then I was brave enough to get off of it, and then now I'm okay.
So you're taking care of that, and first by medicine, and then easing off of it. Savannah, you said you were still having trouble, sleeping and all.
Mhm.
Are you on any medication for that, or can you share something about that? I know.
Yeah, I was on some, I don't know, yellow pill, and I went to the doctor, and she said she's going to give me a higher dosage, so now I'm on Remeron.
To do that, and
Yeah.
does that help you some?
I don't know, I just getting
It's
it.
still kind of new.
No, I haven't taken it yet.
Oh, yeah,
I'm still on
it's-
my old pill.
Ah, okay. Okay. Well, what's the last one?
Feeling worthless.
Okay. We're going to put here, feeling worthless. What does that mean exactly, if you feel worthless?
Where nothing
Yeah.
you do or anything that happens to you, it's not good enough, and you can't please anybody no matter how hard you try.
Yeah. Have you ever felt that way? Like
Yes.
nothing you did went right?
Oh, yeah.
Many times.
Lots of times, huh?
Yep.
Is it important to get a lot of sleep?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
So if you're not sleeping,
Then you sleep in class.
and you
feel
have there, and you're not
depressed and
eating
tired.
right,
That could cause you to be too slow and not be able to concentrate because you're not eating.
kind of seems like a vicious cycle, huh?
Because one thing will lead to another.
Yeah, it's really a bummer. But these are what we call symptoms. Okay, so how do you think someone else might experience depression? Does everybody experience depression in the same way? That's the what they went to.
No,
One
definitely
way.
not.
Because others might have a depressed mood and others might have a
Some
feeling worthless.
And one
some
way could
try to
be-
be like all hyperactive, and some want to be
Yeah.
like alone, like
Yeah.
Some trying
quiet,
to hide
alone.
it.
and
You know, they put on a mask and stuff.
Okay.
and things that happen in your life that make you depressed for a while. I mean, like if someone dies or something.
And that's a good point, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a big difference between being depressed all the time, having a sense of depression all the time, and being depressed over an event like the death in the family, or losing a job, or I can remember when I was your age, it was like, oh my God, my boyfriend broke up with me, or
Yeah.
I just ditched that bummer, and even though you did that, you were just like, oh, boo hoo hoo, and you felt bad. That's not depression. That's a feeling of sad. But there's same things, sort of like you were saying that when you're looking around and nothing seems interesting to you, and you're just kind of sitting there.
Well, like sometimes you just said that's like an act of sadness and stuff and not depression. But sometimes, like, if you're really, like, if you, say for instance, you're really in love with that person and then they break up with you, like, sometimes you'll be sad and then
And
you'll
that
move up to
will
depression.
cause you to have some depression, you think, off down the line.
Yeah.
Maybe that person
Interesting.
had you thinking that you couldn't get anybody else, and so if he leaves you, you're gonna be like, oh, poor me, I'm always gonna be alone, and
So you
never
think
gonna have
sometimes
anybody.
people can help you feed into that, what is it? Where's my
Feeling
worthlessness?
worthless.
Thoughts of worthlessness,
Oh,
easy
yeah.
because of the depression? That's
Yeah.
easy for them to do that to you, huh?
Mhm.
That's probably true. That's probably true. I hadn't really thought about that one. But I bet that's true, that they could really make you feel bad about yourself when you're depressed and not feeling good to begin with, to do that. Do you think boys have depression differently than girls?
No.
Probably.
Probably.
Probably try to
Some
act
I
tough
think
or
they do.
They have the
Some
same
I think they
symptoms,
don't.
but over different things.
Yeah,
because
like over
they're
their
not
muscles or-
girls.
Yeah.
That's real interesting. Yeah, maybe that. They don't feel bulked up enough, or, where as girls we always want, we want to
pretty
be
and
skinnier
skinnier.
and
Yeah.
taller, and
I want to be shorter.
Yeah, be shorter.
taller.
Too tall.
Renee
Not too
wants to be
short.
shorter.
Taller.
I like my
Taller.
height, okay?
I need tall. I'm, 5'2", too short. I tell you.
4'11" is a perfect height.
4'11".
I was told my mother by the age of when I was in the
I don't even know how
fifth grade,
tall I
was too
am.
So you think that all the girls are depressed one way and the boys another,
No.
or is
It's
everybody's
like-
story different? or-
Yeah.
Everybody's
Everybody's
story's
story
It
different.
all depends on the person and how they make it.
Yeah.
And
What
like,
situation they're in? What
decide to
happened?
make
Or some
it.
boys and girls can have the same kind of depression.
Yep.
Okay. I think, personally, what we're going to hear and what you all have experienced is that everybody's depression has kind of the same running symptom, but how they manifest themselves, that's a big word, how they pop out of you is in different ways. And I can, agree with Susanna when she says that maybe boys are, worried about bulking up. They want to be real aggressive, and acting out when they feel bad, where we might want to, lay around.
Yeah.
Or watch movies and eat ice cream.
Yeah, and cry.
Yum.
Although, have you ever just been in a spot where you wanted to yell and scream?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yesterday.
Definitely.
That kind of scared me there when she went off
I was
on that, kind of thing. That was kind of
I did
new
that.
and
My parents
different.
would probably start yelling at me, you need to turn your voice down, young lady.
Well, we're going to watch the second half, and the second half, I think,
$5.
deals with more or less the treatment end of it. They're going to talk about some medications, and some of you have already, seen the doctor by now and have some medication that I hope is helping, and she's going to talk to you about the importance of that and why that is so important, that you work with your doctor and that, that if it's not working, you let him know. Because sometimes it may be a combination of meds that you need, and sometimes it just needs to change meds altogether. So we're going to look at this last part, and then we're going to talk a little bit about that, okay? Are y'all still up for that? Y'all are ready
Yeah.
to pay attention?
Yeah.
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, I feel like, because this is really, this part is about our group work. You guys have been in group together now for about 6-7 weeks, and that's a good time. And I think we need to remind everybody that what's said in group
Stays in group.
stays in
in
group.
group.
Right here, that's true. Because right now we're going to try and talk about, and I hope you guys will talk about some of what's going on in your life, and be able to share a little bit, because I think if we can open up and share with each other, we may learn a new tip that maybe we haven't used, okay? But understand, nobody has to share that doesn't want to, and that what's said here stays here. And you know that I will personally come and hunt you down if I find out otherwise. Do we all understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I just want to make sure. Claire said that she doesn't really like to take her medications, but she knows she really needs to. How do you all feel about taking meds? I know some of you, Savannah, you three said that you take them. What do you,
Sleeping.
Renee, do you take meds now?
Yeah, I'm on Remeron,
Yeah?
and I take it at night, but like if I'm upstairs doing something and like my parents will call me down and they're like, Diana, come and take your meds. And so I'll be like, okay, and it's really aggravating that I have to actually come downstairs and
So it's a
and
bother
go
sometimes.
back upstairs, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hassle to come and do that. Okay. What about you?
Well, when I was on meds, it was like kind of like you had to wake up early in the morning, and like on weekends you wake up early and take your meds and then go to sleep. And sometimes it'd be hard for me to go to sleep. So sometimes I just skip my meds.
You just skip it and sleep in, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's a plan.
But I would take them after I woke up.
No, you
It
just
wouldn't
kind of
really
take
take
them out of sync.
Yeah.
What about you, Jennifer?
Well, I can remember back like about a year and a half ago. Like I used to cheat my meds because they used to make me tired.
Yeah.
And we changed them, but like it was bad because I got caught. So
Your parents weren't real happy, huh?
I've done
No.
that before.
Not good to cheat your meds. What happens when you don't take your meds? Do you feel better or worse?
I feel better
Worse.
You
I mean,
feel
your day
worse?
will change, but you think
in the
your
morning.
head.
My morning meds.
It like if I don't take them for like a long period of time, I start feeling back like I used to. But if it's just like a couple days, I feel pretty much the same because it's not out of my system yet.
Okay. I want to go back to something that Savannah said. You said that you feel better when you don't take them.
Yeah, like my morning med, Adderall, it's like sometimes I try to skip it as much as I can, because like when I take it, my stomach starts hurting and stuff.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, and it's just like it's supposed to help me to like try to concentrate on school, but it's like not making me not concentrate because I'm concentrating on my stomach hurting and I get headaches a lot. And I know y'all aren't gonna, like my parents aren't gonna take me off, so it's
No,
like
but that's stuff that you need to share because they need to know. What is one important rule that you know about taking meds? What is it they always say that you need to do when you take meds?
Finish taking them all.
Yeah, if it's
Drink water,
something,
If
Yeah, I
it's
was
not
gonna say
working,
drink
you need
water.
to tell.
drink water. If it's not working, you're not feeling better, you need to tell and get back. What else are
And
you
you should
supposed to
take
take? What are you supposed to take with your meds?
Water.
Water.
No orange juice.
maybe like eat
about
something
your
before
time?
or after.
Eat something.
Yeah.
Do you always eat something
No.
before you take your morning
eat
meds?
something before.
Oh.
I
Yes.
always do a little morning.
That's what we thought it was
An
at first, that I
inside.
was
I
An
don't,
eating.
inside.
I don't
here.
But I
normally
was.
eat like breakfast or it's because normally if I eat breakfast, I'm hungry by like 10 o'clock, so I can't make it that extra
Kind of like
2
the
hours.
suggestion of food in your tummy. Okay, well, you might try it both ways and see if it works. And if it's not worked, it is important that you let your parents know so that they can tell the docs. You need to let them know because medication isn't. Remember what they said. One pill doesn't fit all, and you're going to have to adjust and try out different things. Okay, so what y'all have shared some of your experiences on med, and I'm like that. How can you tell if it's working or not? Y'all have said, some like that, but how can you tell?
Because you feel like you have this change, and you just know that it's working because you're feeling better and you're getting along with people more. and stuff like
You're
that.
getting along better with people. There's a clue.
And also, if, say for instance, your teachers, they might see, you know, your attitude depressing or whatever, and if you become on meds, then, you know, they could tell you, it's like, hey, your attitude's really lifting up, you know, I can see a change in you, and it's not for the bad, it's for the good.
Has one of your teachers told you that? I got a report from one of your teachers that said
Yeah.
that she thought that you were doing much, much better. She could tell you on something. She called to ask, were you on something? Because she could tell that you were a lot pleasanter in class to deal with. So I said, well, you know, you need to talk to her about it. Tell her, let her
My
know.
algebra teacher.
Yeah, probably. So, but you feel like that you get along better with people. Does it make you feel any different on the inside?
I don't. When I
Yeah,
take
I
my
think
morning
so.
meds, I don't talk
You
to
think so?
anybody.
Yours doesn't, though.
I don't really.
I don't
Depends
talk
on
to anybody
anybody.
when I take it. It's
No.
like I want to
It
be left
depends on
alone.
what
I
kind of
don't
day I'm
talk to anybody.
having.
And it's
So, I mean, I guess it depends. Like, if
Yeah.
I'm having a good day, then I would feel it's working, you know, because the more good days I have, the more it takes to get me down. But if I just have, like, bad days over and over again, I don't feel like it's working because I feel like, you know, like the symptoms of
They're all back.
depression or whatever.
And we're all
So-
back again. Stephanie, you hadn't shared anything. Are we talking over you, or you just want to pass?
You're talking over me.
I'm sorry, we're talking over Stephanie. So, what can you share with us? Do you want to share something with us?
Well, it's really hard to take meds just because, like, if other people know about it, it's kind of embarrassing.
Ah,
But it helps for the most part.
it does help, doesn't it? For
Yeah.
the most part. Okay, you touched on something that we're going to talk about in a little bit, but I want to go back and say, because Savannah mentioned a couple of things about side effects. I mean, you know, there's good and bad to every story, and even though the meds help us to stay on track and all, I know Savannah mentioned a couple of side effects. One was what, Savannah?
Not wanting to
You're
talk to anybody.
Not wanting to talk to anybody. She just kind of, she's so concentrated, she's concentrated on that. But I mean, for your body though, a side effect. What would be a side
Stomach
effect?
hurts.
Stomach hurts.
Headache.
Your stomach hurt
headaches.
and you got a headache. What other side effects have we got?
I eat.
You
Feel
like to munch.
crying.
I love to eat.
Like sometimes if you don't like your med or whatever, and it gets you all emotional and start crying.
Tiredness.
Okay. Sometimes
Tiredness.
tired.
That made me too much.
When I take my morning meds, I get like, I go to school, I get dizzy. I feel like I'm
We
just gonna
need
fall.
to get with the doctor and have that checked out, because yours doesn't sound like it's
Appropriate.
there you go. Thank you, Susanna. That's a word I need. It doesn't look like it's appropriate for you. We may not have to make a change, because nobody wants to feel that way. That would be terrible.
That's why I try to skip it.
Sit there and feel dizzy and conk out at school. That's a bummer. People would step on you in the
When I
hallway.
at school, she gets very aggravated at me.
When I go to,
It's like mega
it's
huge.
like 1,000 people per hall.
Sometimes you like need pills to help your other pills out too. You don't ever realize it though. Cause like I was taking one thing and I got off that, and then I was taking another thing and I thought it didn't work either, and I didn't want to take anything else. And then my dad helped me, and he told me maybe like they said one pill doesn't fit all. And it,
Sometimes you have to take a combination.
yeah, and that made me feel it like improved. I guess it encouraged me. I don't know, cause I was like,
At first you thought that's nuts, you know.
yeah.
But then then it was okay. Did they both of them work then
Yes.
afterwards?
I feel more of an encouraged person. I don't feel dull, like I don't want to do anything. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I just want to do more things.
I think that's important. What were some of the treatments that they had listed? They said they broke it down into 3 things. Let's write them up here so we remember what they are, so we'll have them for next week.
Psychotherapy.
What is that?
In other words,
That's
therapy.
Like counseling
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Education,
Okay, we have therapy,
family education,
and we have
family education,
family education.
physical therapy. You know what I mean.
And what's the third one?
The third one's meds.
Meds.
It's for Lana Shiki.
Psychotherapy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have therapy. What is this right here when we have group?
Therapy.
That's therapy. That's form of the therapy. That's why we get together and we talk about it. And I know that sometimes when we very first started, y'all just kind of drug in here like, oh God, another place to go sit. Be depressed with a bunch of depressing people. But you guys have come a long way. Like I say, we've met now for about 6-7 weeks, and you guys are doing really good. Most of you, you're on your meds, and they're working, all except for Savannah's, and we're gonna work on that. And the education, was it easier once your parents found out what
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
depression really was?
Yeah, because they give you more help on it.
Yeah.
And you won't have to
You won't
do it
get
on
yelled
your
at
own.
so much.
You don't get yelled at quite so much.
And then
Okay.
you won't have
Like,
to do it
no,
on your
she
own.
just
You
has
have
problems.
help from your parents and whoever else knows.
And then you got
Okay.
a better understanding of how you feel.
Okay, that kind of helped them to think about what's going on. Okay, so Claire said that one of the challenges of depression was being different and worrying that other people would think that you were weird. Do you know anyone who is depressed and takes medicine outside of our group?
My friend.
Your friend does?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know people that are in
She's very
therapy,
depressed.
but I don't really.
I know this one.
How did? Yeah. Okay. That's a good. I think I know Robin. What is the way that the people react to your friend, Susanna? How do they treat? Do they treat her different because she
The
has
people
depression?
that know her, like her friends, like me and the rest of my friends that hang around her, we treat her the same as if she didn't take meds. But like people that don't know her or don't want to know her, they treat her bad because of a simple fact she takes medicine and they don't. But if they take medicine, she won't treat them like that because she has a good heart. But they treat her wrong just because she's on medicine.
Do you know what she takes her medicines for?
For depression,
She takes them for
she takes
depression.
Celexa.
Celexa. Good
I've
deal.
taken that before.
That's a pretty good med.
It made me worse.
Have you all shared with anybody that you have depression?
I tell them I have problems.
You don't tell your problems, huh?
I say I have therapy.
You say you go to therapy.
Like
Yeah.
I
today,
have issues.
I don't tell people about it.
I
that
tell them I
much.
talk to this woman.
one
Okay.
time I was on the phone
I want
and
to come back to you.
and I had to get off the phone and because I had to take my medicine. I was like, hold on, I have to take my medicine. They were like, what? And I was like, oh, okay. Just hold on. Kind of take it. And I had to tell them the truth, because it kind of slipped out. And then I don't know. After I told them, I felt kind of comfortable because they accepted me. They were like, oh, you're a freak, you're weird, you're crazy. Don't talk to me.
So
Something.
they treated you the same. It
Yep.
didn't make any difference that you were on meds or anything like that.
They
Okay.
just because of
Stephanie
self-worth.
said something here, and I want her to say it again. What'd you say?
I said that I don't tell many people about it. I tell some people, but I don't. It's really hard for me to tell people.
Yeah, I tell the people I trust.
Now there's a key.
If I don't trust that person, then I won't tell them.
Then they don't need to know. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing because we do know, the doctor talked about stigma, and that's a big word to just say that some people who are ignorant and don't understand all about something tend to make fun of what they don't understand. And we do know that people sometimes target or pick on people who have depression or another type of mental illness simply because they don't understand. So it's important to have some close friends around you. We talked about Claire, and she was real fortunate to have some close friends around her kind of to begin with that already knew her and everything. And so she could share those things with them. But I think you all are right. And just like Stephanie said, you don't want to go out and say, excuse me, and have a big D on your forehead that says I am depressed. You want to come up with some things that might work for you. What would make you choose to tell somebody?
If, like, say for instance, all of a sudden you have like an episode, as she said earlier, and they saw it, and they're like, what's wrong or whatever, and you felt you wanted to tell them, and you just had a feeling that they would understand, then you would, like, maybe tell them or something.
Okay, Susanna, what?
If you just can't take it anymore and you just need to tell somebody, and it's like a week or so before you get to talk to your therapist and you don't think your parents will understand, then you just tell that person.
Okay. Have something happen and just need to talk to somebody. Okay.
Well, like my friend Rochelle, like I've known her for about a while now, I guess. Well, like she's really understandable, and I tell her like all like my situations and everything. She's like one person I can really tell everything to, and
Okay.
I can trust her not to tell anybody. 'Cause
Okay.
She's weird.
Maybe like because there are a lot of my friends, I mean a lot of them, they're not going through the exact situation that I go through, but they've got like similar, maybe their parents are alcoholics and they don't want them, or maybe they don't live with their parents, you know, and maybe they're like, you know, outcasts from their families or something like that.
Yeah,
you know?
separated from
Yes,
them. Yeah.
and so they might understand, you know, a little bit of what you're going through because they're going through the same type of thing.
Okay. So that helps to build trust when you know that people are going around. Don't be messing around in group. We're supposed to be paying attention to Lord, this is important stuff. I have another important question. What are some of the challenges? Do you
If
remember?
you like think you can trust somebody and you can like,
Okay.
might, you know,
So
but they
one,
tell, you
the
know?
first one, trust sometimes is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who do I trust? Who am I going to tell that I'm depressed or I
Like,
need help?
close
people
people
close
around
to
you.
you.
Your closest
Especially
people.
if you've been hurt a lot of times, it's really
It's hard to.
Yeah.
trust
Maybe you
because
thought you could trust somebody and they
you-
squealed on
you-
you.
You're
turn on you.
afraid.
Yeah,
that they're
it's like
gonna,
sometimes you can't
you know,
you can't
spread
trust
the
and you
news.
hold it all in and you get even more depressed.
Ooh, no,
And
Like,
another
hold it
thing,
all in,
like,
it's like,
you
"Yeah."
try to hide that you're depressed. I mean, like one day you come to school, you're all sad and stuff, and then like I guess you start crying because it's happened to me before, and
Okay.
I don't like a lot of people see me cry. You know what I mean?
How can I write that in the form of a challenge? Is it kind of like staying?
Staying in
being
control.
emotional. in the
Emotional
open.
feelings,
being
Okay,
emotional
staying
open.
up. If I put here staying up,
controllability,
What
emotional.
about staying in control? Would that work?
staying in control. I like that. Whoops, can't write. Staying in control. So that's a challenge when you're at school and you're having a bad day, and all of a sudden you're just like, oh, and something happens and you want to just cut loose and cry.
Yeah, I felt like that today because my algebra teacher, she was like, oh, well, homework comes first. And I was like, no, my family comes first because I told her that I was going through some family problems and I wasn't able to do like one worksheet or something like that. And she was like, whatever. And I was like, I don't think so.
Well, and sometimes you have to deal with that because you're
She's a
not
weenie.
in charge of school, and nothing is worse than sitting in class being bummed out, and knowing that you're needing to get home or to talk to somebody
Yeah, I was on the verge
or
of tears.
anything like that. Yeah. Okay. Is there any other challenges that y'all face?
Sometimes your meds don't work, so that's difficult.
Okay. Sometimes the meds don't work.
Find the right man.
Ah, I'm going to put down here meds,
The right kind.
the right one.
Kind.
Kind. Okay, we're going to put kind. The right kind. Nothing to me is just worse than getting, all worked up, and they'd say, oh, this is going to be a good med. It's going to work for you. And I take this med and
it
nothing.
It seems like you get even more depressed.
Yeah, it was kind of like,
I like my sleep.
so we've talked about some of those treatments and things like that. Let me ask you, what are some things, we've talked about some challenges, what are some things that you could do that would help when you're feeling really bummed out?
You could go for a walk or
Or talk on the
exercise.
phone with your friends.
Okay, let me put here, we can put, go on a walk. And we can talk to
Talk to
friends.
someone.
Right.
Read
Yeah,
a
write it
good
and
book.
listen to music.
Yeah, listen to music.
Oh, definitely listen to music.
Okay,
Damn.
music.
Sleep. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah,
Sing.
That's
Sing.
depressing.
sing.
You write it out.
Okay. Sing. We'll put music, sing.
Well,
What
we-
are some other things? These are kind of, other than this one, this kind of by yourself type things.
Renee said she could write.
Okay, write. We can
poems,
journal.
songs.
Exaggerate how you feel, and it makes you feel better because you know that somebody's actually feeling worse than you are.
Get in the group.
No, I haven't thought about that. Exaggerate what you're feeling.
Because I mean, if you realize that somebody's could actually be worse off than you, you realize that you don't really have it that bad. It's just how you make it, whether or not you exaggerate
way
how
you
you
look at it.
feel.
Yeah. I want to share two
Optimistic,
things.
pessimist.
Well, yeah. I'm going to share two things with you that I do that is kind of practical when I'm getting bummed out. And a lot of times when I sit around and I do therapy, some of y'all know I do therapy and I do advocacy work and stuff in the schools, and sometimes that gets hard at the end of the day, you know, and you come in here. And sometimes I'll call Tim on the phone, my husband, and I'll just say, I need to hear that somebody loves me and thinks that I'm okay, because I am having a really rough day. I mean, these people may have been very mean to me or said very unkind things and know they don't want to help this kid or whatever. And I found that just having him talk to me and hearing his voice helps me calm down some inside. So that kind of goes with talking about your friends, but if you can find one person that you can kind of key in on, it works pretty good to do that. The other thing is something of what Claire did is I think Savannah has been in my office when it was downtown at the Mental Health Association, and you saw the on the wall back behind me the cards and some letters and some tidbit things. Yeah. And I always say that that's my cheer up wall, because whenever I'm having a bum day and or somebody's yelled at me, I can open up this card where somebody said, "Gee, thanks for helping me. It was really great. You're really smart. Love you." And all of these people are saying that I've helped them and I've done good things. And that begins to help me lift a little bit, because I know, that I may be feeling bummed now, but I am a good person. That kind of helps with that sense of worthlessness, when am I really as bad as all these people are telling me I am? This lets me know, no, I'm not. I can do good things. I do good things for other people. I can feel good about myself. So those are a couple of things too that we kind of work on that might would help you out. Does anybody else have any other tips that they use to kind of
Read a book.
get something you read? We have some reading going on.
I practice my
Draw.
kindness.
You
That's a
keep
good-
a blessing box, like things that people have given you or good things you've done.
You can look at pictures too.
Yeah, look back
Good
into like good
times.
memories and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
You can just watch TV. Works for me.
You just veg out in front of the tube, huh?
Yeah.
Sometimes you do
Okay.
need that extra ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that extra ice
Extra
cream.
Ice cream
Every
always
time
works.
ice cream.
Tiger Mart.
Okay. And if we're going to put ice cream down here, we have to put my all-time favorite,
Mint chocolate chip.
No.
chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
All
Look at
right.
the cream. I mean,
Chocolate chip cookie dough.
No mood is lifted without chocolate.
Chocolate,
We have to
anytime
have
chocolate.
Chocolate,
as long as
something with
lifted, I don't
chocolate.
have to have chocolate.
Okay,
Some
well,
chocolate, nobody gets
we
that.
know that you don't like chocolate, Susanna, but you lie.
She
I've seen
still
you eat
eats it.
chocolate.
Yeah, I eat it.
Okay.
She don't
I
like
don't
eating it.
plain chocolate.
We need to come
Like
back
that,
on
no
task
plain
here,
chocolate.
because there's a couple other questions I really want to talk to you about before we leave here, because this is real important and it goes along with what they talked about in the video. What would you do if you thought someone you knew was very depressed, and why is it really important that you do anything at all?
I talk to them and try to relate to them.
Yeah, and let them know that you're there.
Okay.
They're not the only one
They
that's
know
that
me.
way. Tell
Okay.
them that maybe they need help.
And the reason why it's important is because, like, you can never know what you can do. You probably, just you sitting there talking to them could lift up their day and help them out. And they won't think about being depressed anymore.
And see, because I've got a friend, she's going through a lot right now, and she came to me today and she showed me her wrists, and they were cut pretty badly. And I was like, girl, you gotta realize, you gotta like believe in God and stuff like that, because you know that He's not gonna put anything there that you can't handle. And it's like, and if you need anybody to talk to, I will always be there. You can call me, almost any time of the night. After 10, my parents wouldn't beat me up or something. But I'll always be there for you. You can write me a letter, and I'll reply. It's just, you don't have to resort to that, because it will get better. And, people are going through the same thing that you are going through.
Okay. So it's important that you not just walk on by them. You think it is important to stop and talk to
'Cause,
them.
death is not the answer.
anyway, so.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely the end. Very final.
Just saying one thing to them could like change their decision. Like this one person was gonna kill themselves, and just one person helping them out just made them change the decision.
Yeah, my friend tried to kill herself at church.
Made them realize that somebody
What'd you
actually
say?
cared.
Mm-hmm. Savannah, what were you saying?
My friend Melissa, like we were at church, and like she had came up there and she was like really upset. I forgot what about, but like she ran out into that big parking lot and she grabbed a piece of glass and started like trying to cut her wrist. And I ran after her and I was like telling her that like I loved her and like I don't know what I'd do without her because like I'd talk to her a lot about things, you know, and she's usually there, you know, for me. And I told her I wouldn't have anybody else to be there for me. And I kind of talked to her and then she stopped and I finally got the glass out of her hand and we went back to church and started talking and like, and she started coming to church more.
Okay. Okay. So it's important that you guys talk to your friends about those things when you see that they're down or depressed or anything like that. So what are some of the things that would help someone feel better if they're depressed? You guys have named some. I'm throwing my marker around.
You can have an understanding family.
Okay. You can talk to your family and have them understand some more about that. Goes part of that education. Can you think of anything
Help
else?
others.
Help others. That helps you.
Learn tricks.
Do what?
Learn new tricks.
Learning new tricks, and that's what we've talked about right here. I want you guys to think about this next week. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Ooh, therapy homework assignment. I'm going to give you a assignment. Next week, I want y'all to think about what it is that you do that helps you to feel better when you get down. And I want you to look around you this week while you're at school and see if you can find one other person that might need just a good word or a hug or something like that.
Have
Can
to
you do
that
that?
anyways.
Yep.
I know that y'all sometimes aren't huggy people, but can you find one person?
Yeah, we got to do that
One
at school
person.
anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And try not to make it a guy.
Yes. Try not to make it a guy unless he's really depressed too. Okay. I want to thank you guys for coming tonight and being on time. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we're going to wrap it up, all right?
All right.
Okay, you're going to be back here next week on time.
Okay.
So we can start on time. Got it?
All right.
Got it.
Jennifer, Ray. All right. Good job, guys.
Okay. Bye.
He said something. He said bologna, plastic, or banana.